Hey, loved one, it's TJ here. Let's get right into it. I want to talk about living in purpose. My divine purpose, part of my divine purpose is to help people heal themselves. You'll hear people refer to themselves as healers. We are all born healers, that is within us if we decide to tap into it. But I consider myself a healing conduit, a healing guide, holistic healing coach. Now, what does that look like? For me, the healing comes through helping people expand their minds, expand their consciousness, so that they can be who they truly are. And in doing that, that means helping people to tap into their purpose, follow their own path, whatever that is for them. A lot of times we go through life not understanding why things are so difficult, why we have so many obstacles in the way. And that's because many of us are not living out our true mission here on earth. We are not mere meat suits walking around randomly. That is not what is supposed to happen. We are actually supposed to tap into our divine gifts, share them with the world. And by with the world, that could be with your family. By teaching one person, it expands and you raise the collective consciousness of all people for the highest good of all. By being exactly who you are, you raise the vibration of this planet and you are working in the highest good of all. When you are loving yourself and loving the people around you, you are working in the highest good of all. Now, I know that some of this is going to seem a bit esoteric, but a lot of the things that I share with you and the foundation that I teach from is the spiritual principles of the universe, or you'll hear it referred to as the universal laws or the spiritual laws of the universe. These are God's law. Now, I believe in God, that is my higher power. Your higher power may be, something else, whatever calls to you. We all end up in the same place one way or the other. Okay, so not to get caught up in the small things, but more so get into the big thing. And the big picture is following your path and living in your purpose. Now, what I realized is that it's less about myself and more about other people, you guys. I noticed this pattern with myself over the years throughout my life that I am a huge proponent of really promoting and big upping other people in their projects when I believe in it. When I see something in other people that they may not see in themselves, it's very natural. It comes very natural for me to push them, promote what they're doing, encourage them, and to keep going because I can actually see the talent and the gift there. And for a while, I thought maybe, well, why is it that you have so much more energy and you have more of a feel good when you are helping someone else in that way versus when you're doing it for yourself? And at first, I thought that there was some sort of blockage there, and I'm like, what could it be? Because I feel that I'm worthy of all the things. So, what exactly is this? And it kept happening like all different times, different stages in my life. And it dawned on me that that is what I'm supposed to do. I feel very much at home when I am helping other people realize their own gifts and talents. And this may be or sound a bit esoteric, but I believe that we've had previous lifetimes, many of us, if not all of us. And for me, what I believe is that I already had that. I already had the center stage. It was already, I believe that at some point I was very me centered. And in this particular lifetime, I don't feel that. I feel that I already stand out being who I am, but I am to fall back and, just sort of help, push other people forward in their endeavors, and if that makes sense to you. And very strong energy behind that. And I was like, Okay, good. I don't have to work through any blockages because, we all have blockages that we have to work through and sit with and all that. And I'm like, I don't know if I have the bandwidth to work through another one, to add another to the list. So, but what I realized is that my mission and part of my soul purpose, part of my life path is to facilitate and open up a gateway, and share with other people that they are supposed to expound on their gifts. Oftentimes, we don't do that because we have blockages, limiting belief systems from that we learned, that we picked up from maybe well-meaning parents, or maybe people who weren't well-meaning and they just were straight up haters. But somehow along the way, we believed it. We believed that what we wanted to do or who we really were wasn't practical. And I challenge you, and it's so interesting because we are children that grow up, and when we grow up and it's time to like find ourselves, really you need to go back to your childhood to pick up where you left off, because it's all there. It's back there in your childhood. When we come through as children, I believe that we already know things, but we are unable to articulate it in a way that would translate appropriately to our adults, our parents, our teachers, or whatnot. And but when, and this is another thing too, like we are pure awareness. And it was Dr. Sri Kumar Rao who said that when you realize that you are pure awareness, then your life will become so much easier. You'll realize that whatever you want to do, you can do it because you are pure awareness. Now, for me, that was very liberating. What does that mean? Well, pure awareness. Let me put it this way. I'm going to say the word pretend, and you're not really pretending, but I'm going to say this for the people in the back who might not necessarily believe it. And you don't have to believe it. It is fact. It's truth. When we come here, before we decide to come on this earth and live this life, we choose how. Let me back up a little bit, because I think I don't want to lose people. Okay, the point is that we are already light. We are already this big energy. We have these physical bodies and they seem small, they're just physical bodies, but no, there is a huge energy. We are a huge ascended light already. And what happens is when we agree to come here, to incarnate here, we try to compact all of this, like everything, into this little meat suit. Okay, so we're not random meat suits that are here to just go to work, go out, eat, drink, sleep, and then get up and start all over again. We have missions. Each of us have missions. And I believe that for many of us, the mission is to raise the vibration for the collective consciousness, because the universe is always expanding. So we are to learn and grow and expand and leave a legacy of beauty, and gifts here for the people that come behind us to learn and grow and expand on. So we have a task before us, and some folks might say, well, I don't have any skills, but you might know how to bake cakes and pies. What is that? What can you do with that? You can feed people. You can come up with recipes that include healing, some sort of healing, maybe oils or rose water. Some people cook with rose water, and however that is. I'm not a baker, so I can't tell you how to do it, but there are so many ways that you can heal with that. Do you teach people how to do it themselves? The aromas from these baked goods and the fruit and things that you might use in your pies, and just all of that, you can really compound a lot of beautiful energy in this work. So it's not just about that. Or what about the poet, the unrealized poet, the writer, the one who knows, has all of this beauty? Like my mother, she can write. She knows how to put words together. She has a lot of wisdom in these words, but you have to share it. You have to feel like you are worthy of sharing it, because you are. This is what you are meant to do. Does that mean you have to be, I don't know, Maya Angelou? Well, Maya Angelou is Maya Angelou. We already have that. We already have a Maya Angelou. So you would be you. Okay, so Maya Angelou was a Maya Angelou. She was the same person. You be you. Okay, so it's the same thing. No one person is gifted with more than the other. Some people might know how to do their gift really well. Some folks, you ever seen people who actually know what they're supposed to do and they eat, sleep, and drink it? Very much so that. The music industry, music is healing, sound is healing, art is healing. And what I discovered for myself is that I need to go back before I get into this, but let me go back to the pure awareness. And I said pretend, but it's fact. There is a higher power in each of us. We are essences of the presence that's never in absence. And with that, we have those same gifts, those same powers. We don't always have to do, but what we can instead is no, 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 no. I know that when I take this pair of glasses and sit it here, that they are there. It is just as simple as that. So if you go through your life knowing that if you set your intention that I'm going to make a replicated pair of glasses like this because I know how to do that. Everything that I touch turns to gold. Not literal gold. Okay, this is something that I say because when I decide that I'm going to create something with my hands or with my mind, then it is so. Same thing with you. I am no special rock in the box outside of the special that I am as I am. And that is the same for you. Okay, so what I discovered along the way is that my purpose is to help other people, heal other people. I'm a holistic healing conduit. I say conduit. I do have judgment on the word coach or healer because I am not actually doing the healing. As healers, we're not actually doing the healing. We are a vessel. So I usually say conduit, healing conduit. It's easier to say healer, but I like to be crystal clear that the higher power is working through me and I am a mere vessel. And I totally enjoy doing this. So by healing is I help people discover their purpose or, follow their path and be liberated from it. Be liberated in that you are giving yourself permission to do exactly as you knew. Like, you have the energetic pull. A lot of the people who are watching this video, they either already started and didn't realize it. They're like, they see these messages. They keep getting these messages. My hands are dry, so please ignore that. I keep washing them. They keep receiving these different messages and they may not be following them because they feel like either what they want to do, they don't have time for, they don't have the bandwidth capacity for it, or they don't feel that it's practical and they won't be able to sustain financially doing it. Well, here's the thing. You don't necessarily have to do it and get paid for it unless that's something you want to do. And if that is something you want to do, it can be done and you can make time to do it, and you have more time than you even can imagine that you have to incorporate yourself into this whole thing. And I'm going to tell you now, the longer it takes you to follow in your purpose and show up in that fashion, the more obstacles you are going to encounter, the more painful things in your life are going to be, and the more suffering you will experience. That is just how it is. If you wonder why you can't get ahead, that is part of the reason. When you just allow the flow, and you just flow, when you allow the flow instead of working against the current and working against the flow, then you will invite ease and bliss into your experience. Okay. I'm trying to think what else. So, my purpose is to create, heal through creating art, literature, heal through sharing information about how you can heal your physical body, your spiritual body, and your emotional body. Share information on how you can follow your path, live in your purpose. And here's the thing, all of this stuff comes full circle. Like when you do one, you're doing the other. And then you're touching the other, and so on and so on and so on. But I thought I would just come in and have what I would consider a lengthy video this time because, you know, we're not always going to look fancy, and I'm not here to look fancy. I am here to share, the information with you. I am here to help you expand your mind if that is something that you are ready to do. And I'm here to help raise the vibration. I mean, it's all about having fun, enjoying your life. When you are living and following your own path, most people want to do that, but they feel stuck. They feel stuck, and they're stuck in these, jobs that they don't like, or in these limiting belief systems. But I'm here to tell you, even if you're in a job that you don't like, and you feel like you can't do what you want to do because you're stuck in that job that you don't like, and you need that job because you want to pay bills and all of that, I would challenge you to figure out ways to integrate what it is that you really want to do within that job. At one point, years ago, I was doing customer service on the phones, and I really liked playing with the fluctuations of my voice to change up the energy during the conversations, to bring the energy up, because sometimes the conversations were pretty hard to have. I would have to deliver bad news and things like that. And so what I wanted to be a voiceover actress or actor. I don't know. Actress, actor, I don't care. Okay. I wanted to do voiceover work, and I felt like, you know what, I'm going to practice it during these phone calls. And when you are changing the inflections in tone in your voice, that does drive the conversation. That does bring on, and what I was doing was raising the conversation, the vibration there, just so that the information that I had to give was received in the perfect way, not in like a reactionary, a lot of times when you're hearing bad news, all you hear is the bad part and you don't see a resolution. I wanted to be able to deliver the bad news, and also after that provide a resolution that would be heard by the other party. So for me, that was fun. And that was, I did a little digging and to see how much further I wanted to go into voice acting. And after I found, at the time, I don't know what year this was. Things are a lot different now, probably. But at the time, I took a few classes, did some seminars, webinars, went to some webinars and seminars, and decided that I really didn't like it. I liked the idea of it, but I didn't want to jump through all the hoops in order to be able to do it. So I kicked it to the curb. But this is just an example. So if you're called to help someone, and say you are in customer service, how can you actually help the person from your heart within the parameters and the scope of your job? How can you bring them a little bit of ease and show them some grace and compassion through that work? Okay, so whatever job it is, any job that it is that you feel you don't like, how can you change the vibration, change the energy in that job so that you enjoy it until you move on to the next thing, the thing that you want to do? Okay, all right, so I have to admit too that I don't always remember all of the things, the certifications and whatnot, but I will leave my credentials or whatever in the description if that's something that you're interested in. Like, why am I listening to you? Why TJ? Who cares? Well, I've been studying a lot, and I've invested a lot in myself and in this work. So I will leave that information down there for you. And the fact that I can't remember and that it's hard for me to regurgitate these things, I feel like it has a lot to do, again, with I am here to help you elevate, and that's the most important thing right now. All right, guys, it's TJ, and I'm here to help you expand your mind so that you can live a life of abundance, ease, bliss, happiness, and the list goes on and on and on. Financial prosperity as well. Until the next video, live simply and be kind. Smooches.